Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm very excited to talk about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is a franchise that I absolutely love and I can't bloody wait to share the brand new news about the TMNT Mutant Mayhem Christmas special Chrome Alone 2 Lost in New Jersey. So this is obviously a reference to Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, and I think that's really interesting. So this is a festive short film that bridges the gap between the original movie and its upcoming sequel, obviously produced by Seth Rogen and obviously also written by him, I think, blending humor, heart and holiday hijinks. So Christmas special Chrome Alone 2 Lost in New Jersey. Obviously premiere date is the 19th of December 2025 in theaters alongside the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants. Am I going to see the SpongeBob movie in cinemas? Probably not, but I'm really excited for this brand new TMNT short, so I might watch it. I don't know. I don't know yet. So there we go. Plot summary. The Turtles venture to New Jersey to confront a shady toy company profiting off knockoff versions of themselves. The story kicks off with them shopping for a Christmas gift for Master Splinter, voiced by Jackie Chan, obviously, leading to a hilarious AI joke where Donatello suggests using GPT to find the perfect present. I think that's a really interesting gag. Obviously, people take it seriously, but I think they're teenagers, right? Every single teenager right now is using ChatGPT, so I suppose that kind of fits with the thematic styles of like the teenagers right here of the turtles, right? But obviously this entire like little short is probably going to be a gag on AI and ChatGPT, because look at these turtles, man. These made up turtles from this made up company look like knockoff AliExpress versions of themselves. So yes, that is true. It is, I guess, a criticism towards obviously AI. And Seth Rogen obviously made the studio series, and this is also a show about like AI and the future of Hollywood. So yes, I guess that's a really interesting. Obviously, the tone and themes of this episode, like I said, satirical and self-aware. The short pokes fun at AI-generated content and copyright infringement, while celebrating the turtles' bond and their quest for authenticity. So obviously, the main characters in this special, I mean, these are the TMNT shorts, sweet. Let's just talk about them. Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo and Donatello. The four brothers are front and center, each bringing their signature personality to the holiday chaos. Obviously, I heard that Donatello's voice, so the voice actor kind of hit puberty, so his voice is much more deeper now, which is really interesting. So their adoptive red father, honored with heartfelt gift giving, is obviously Splinter. Authentic Imitations Toy Company, so AETC, the antagonist, exploiting the turtles' fame with bizarre knockoff toys. April O'Neil, while not confirmed in the short, she's a key ally in the franchise. More about her later. So obviously, this is obviously based off the original TMNT Mutant Mayhem film from 2023. Holy shit, that's been almost like 3 years now. Wow, that's insane. That time flies by, you know. After mutagen spills into the NYC sewers, four turtles and a rat mutate into humanoid ninjas. Raised by Splinter, the turtles long for acceptance in the human world. They team up with April to stop Superfly, a muted fly planning to mutate all animals and overthrow humanity. Obviously, coming of age, identity, and community are a big part of this film. The film explores fear, acceptance, and desire to belong. Widely praised for its animation, humor, and heartfelt story, grossed over 180 million worldwide, which is decent. Obviously, alright, sequel and spin-off updates. Obviously, the sequel TMNT Mutant Mayhem 2 is officially in development, now scheduled for September 17th, 2027. Shredder is expected to be the main villain. Hell yes, yes. I am so excited for that. So obviously there is also a TV series, Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, debuted on a Paramount Plus on August the 20 no. And in August from 2024. Season 2 arrives December 2025, obviously continuing the Turtles' adventures with new threats and allies. Obviously, I think also set between the same time period as the new Christmas special. So director's vision. Ken Seki, director of the Christmas short, hopes to explore more unexpected settings and stories if fans connect with this holiday installment. That's really interesting. So obviously I'm a big fan of the TMNT. Like, dudes, I grew up with the 2012 series, and I just love the TMNT. I think an underrated superhero group. Obviously, most people talk about the X-Men and the Avengers and stuff like that, and Batman and Justice League. But the TMNT is all so fun, man. This, like, literally, I love them. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is part of my childhood and always will be part of my, I guess, character, because I just love the way teenagers and mutants, ninja and turtles combined make this interesting universe with interesting characters and interesting, I suppose, I guess, stories to tell. So there we go. All right, let's talk about the sequel. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem 2 will release, I guess, in 2027. I'm really excited for that. But obviously, there have been plans to make a live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film yet again. Obviously, there were a couple of them. Let's talk about them. In the 90s, there were obviously, I guess, the cult classic films from the TMNT, which were very nice. Obviously, we had the Michael Bay versions, which, as a TMNT fan myself, I liked them, but I don't really connect with them. Obviously, like I said, I'm a big fan of the 2012 TMNT show. I haven't seen the newest bunch, like Rise of the TMNT. I think I've seen like a couple of episodes, but I'm not quite sure, kind of interesting, sort of, right? Obviously, the brand new film, which I'm a big fan of, but I just can't wait to see a brand new live action TMNT film. I know there will be one day, there will be a film one day, again, which I'm really stoked about, because I also heard that there were going to, plan to make a Ronin live action film about, obviously, the last Ronin TMNT story. And I think that's really brilliant. TMNT is not really a franchise that you want to see in the dark, Like, obviously, we have films from Marvel which are kind of dark, like Logan and the new Batman film. It's also kind of dark and scary. And I think the TMNT Last Ronin film, I think, if written well, if made well, it could be such a huge film. Like, really, I think it would be incredible. Like, that story itself is like very genuinely one of the best TMNT stories ever made. So there we go. All right, let's talk about characters I want to see, obviously, and I'm obviously a big fan of in these upcoming series or films and stuff like that. Obviously, in the last Ronin film, there are a couple of other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I guess, spoilers alert. I'm not quite sure. Obviously, we have Odin, Ye, Moya, and Uno, the four new turtles who are heirs to the legacy of the original gang. With Splinter long dead, they're being raised by April O'Neil and her daughter Casey Mary, named after her dad, Casey Jones. So yes, I'm a big fan of the TMNT lore, and I think these four new turtles could be, I suppose, an interesting take on the characters. Obviously, they're all named after, ones. Uno is Spanish. In Spanish is one, and Yi is also in Chinese one, which is interesting. And obviously, the TMNT are not really, I suppose, I guess they're fan favorites from the fans, but TMNT are not really a specific franchise that you can really actually milk, right? I think with the four brand new characters named after ones, so Uno, Moya, Yi, and Odin, I think they might have an interesting story to tell, but obviously I think it will take a couple of years, maybe, I don't know, 10 years after they're actually getting a real series, because I think that could be very interesting. Obviously, the old TMNT gang moving on and the brand new ones taking their lead, but I'm not quite sure. I'm just speculating, but I would love to see these characters in live action or maybe in animated form one day. So there we go. Obviously, this story, The Last Ronin, was a 5-issue comic book miniseries published by IDW Publishing between October 2020 and April 2022. The series was written by Kevin Eastman and Tom Waltz, based on a story conceived by Eastman and Peter Laird, with art contributions from Asai and Isaac Escorza, Ben Bishop, and Eastman. Obviously, The Last Ronin was both a critical and commercial success, earning widespread acclaim for its darker tone, narrative, central character arc, and the use of varying art styles. It was followed by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, Lost Years, and TMNT Lost Ronin 2: Re-Evolution in 2023 and 2024. A video game and a film adaptation are both in development, which is really nice. So in the future, New York City is ruled by Oroku Hiroto, grandson of the Shredder and the son of Karai, running the city with meticulous fascism and totalitarianism, I think. Oh boy, that was an interesting word to pronounce. But anyway, a lone turtle haunted by hallucinations of his deceased brothers works to end Hiroto, whom he blames for his brother's deaths. He traverses through the now heavily guarded New York City fighting against synthetic ninjas, dubbed Sinjas, on his way to the Foot Clan headquarters. He crashes out of the building, having failed his mission, and retreats into the sewers as a teenage girl called Jones follows. She finds a turtle attempting seppuku, obviously, which is let's not talk about that. Also called harakiri, before passing out from blood loss and wakes up to see an older April O'Neil who identifies the turtle as dot dot dot. I'm not quite sure. I'm not going to spoil that stuff, but obviously read TMNT The Last Ronin. It's incredible. So there we go. Obviously, Casey Jones is also a big part of that story, and I really want to see Casey Jones yet again on the big screen. I'm not quite sure, animated form or live action form, it would be the same for me. I just love Casey Jones, man. He's just a fascinating character, and I just love his, I guess, 90s look, right? There was a brand new look that he had for, I believe, the Rise of the TMNT. You know, I think the TMNT should have like Casey. Casey is this interesting guy, and the 2012 series he was kind of like also a teen, but I really want to see like a bit more grown up version of Casey or CJ, right? I think he's an incredible character, and he works perfectly well with April O'Neil. So there we go. Yes, all right, very very nice. Big fan of Casey Jones there. But there are other characters that I really want to see in the TMNT live action or animated universe. We also have Janika. Janika, right, also known as Jani or Jan for short, was a ninja Chunin of Splinter's Foot Clan, a dear friend to the Turtles, and for a time was a love interest to Casey Jones. This is obviously the female TMNT, and yes, there are a couple of female TMNT characters, or I guess mutants, ninja turtle characters. But Janakai, I think, or Jani or Jan, is a really interesting character. Obviously, she is somewhat the most interesting female turtle. There are also a couple of other ones. There was this live action female TMNT, I don't know. She was kind of this 90s ish female character that I didn't really like that series. I watched it like a few episodes, then I quit because I wasn't really getting into it, but there we go. So obviously, Jenny is a really interesting character, and obviously was a young Foot assassin and a loyalist to the Foot Clan rather than the Shredder. As a young girl, she was driven from her home when she was found by her father, or her father beating her mother, and lived on the streets afterwards. She took up with Silas, a young man who pulled her into a life of petty robbery, which ultimately led to her imprisonment as an accessory to murder. Her first encounter with the Foot Clan took place in prison, when an imprisoned Foot ninja defended her from other convicts and became her fast friend. Obviously, the woman trained Janika in secret as they plotted to escape the prison, but Janika's friend was killed by another inmate just as they had gained their freedom. She found her way to the Foot Clan and became one of their number, using her newfound skills and killing on the woman who had murdered her friend. Obviously, sooner rather than later, she became friends with the Turtles and Casey Jones, and then she also eventually turned into a turtle herself, which is rather interesting. I really want to see Jenny in a upcoming Turtles, I don't know, film or something like that. Obviously, the next character I want to talk about is Mondo Gecko. He was seen in the film, right? But he's a really interesting character. He was voiced by Paul Rudd, but he was kind of dumb in the first film. I'm not quite sure. I really want to see a more serious take on the character. So there we go. Obviously, in the film, the Mutant Mayhem film, we have the Mutanimals, right? These are a group of animal-born mutants who appear in the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Obviously, all of them except Pigeon Pete were once part of the Superfly's gang, but ultimately chose to join the Ninja Turtles in saving New York City after Superfly attempted to mutate life on Earth and eliminate all humans. So there we go. They were in the film, which was nice. But obviously the comic version and the 2012 version were, I think, much cooler. I'm not quite sure, but that's just subjective, right? There's also this other character that I really want to see, and that's Alpha Q or Q, Alpha K. That's Saudi Arabian mutant, or I guess an ally from the TMNT. He's a Falcon swordsman, obviously. He appears in 6 issues from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 80s comics, and I have one of those comics in my home here, which is really, really interesting. I think he could be an interesting character to talk about in the upcoming projects. So yeah, there we go. That's really, really nice. Obviously, I really want to see Karai too in the upcoming movies, because Karai is a big, big character in the TMNT lore, and obviously she is, I believe, this daughter of Shredder, or the daughter of I guess Splinter. Hamato Miwa, often referred as Karai, is a major character in the 2012 TMNT TV series. She's the biological daughter of Master Splinter, yeah, Hamato Yoshi, and Tang Shen, I believe. So there we go. Yeah, she's the daughter of Splinter. So there we go. Yeah. So hey, daughter for Splinter could be really interesting to see in the upcoming sequel to the TMNT Mutant Mayhem film. There's another character that I want to talk about, a few I guess, but we're almost done here. So I really want to see Alopex 2, this white fox character, which is the love interest of Raphael, and she was also in the 2012 TV series, but I just prefer her white version, right? She looks way cooler in her like white skinned or white furred outfits, right? Or I guess look. But she looks damn cool, right? She looks badass. So there we go. Alright, we also have Renee Tilly, which obviously is a young time stress and an ally of the turtle. She is immature and sometimes makes rash decisions to get her into trouble. She made her debut in the Turtles in Time, obviously, which is part of the 2012. No, wait, is that? I think she appeared in 2012 show 2. Yeah, season 3, episode 19. So it's the 19th episode in season 3 and the 71st episode overall in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012 series. She's friends with obviously the TMNT, age 15, voiced by Ashley Johnson, right? She is somewhat interesting. She also appeared in a couple of comics too. So there we go. And obviously, she is obviously also the love interest for Michelangelo. So that's really, really nice. Alright, 2 more characters that I really want to talk about. And that's Cerebus and obviously another character. So Cerebus is this, I guess, pig, it looks like. This is a very cool character. He's like this, I would say, warrior guy. he looks kind of interesting. And yeah, I suppose this is a very deep cut character, but hey, look, he looks like a Viking-ish looking pig warrior. So, I mean, the most badass words to come out of my mouth in a couple of seconds. So, yes, a warrior pig looking Viking would be cool to see in the TMNT projects. Last character is Shinigami, is also the nickname of Shinny, as a mystic witch and Karai's longtime friend from Japan. So, this is also somebody from the 2012 series that I really want to see. So yeah, I'm really just stoked to see where the future of the TMNT will go. Obviously, like I said, I'm a big fan of the TMNT. Can't wait to see where they'll end up with the brand new projects. So alright, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Or should I say, obviously, I think jump up, kick back. No, that's the Ninjago outro. I would say turtles in a half shell, turtle power. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will check you later. Goodbye.